got me stranded like a branch in the wind. Tell me what you long for. Oh, I want what you want.
Sailing in light winds and calm conditions and calm seas is actually a nice problem to have. And besides, look how sexy that spinnaker is. Presto changeo. Sorry for doing this to you guys, but we just dropped the spinnaker and we did not grab a camera because we had to do it fast, and as you can imagine, two girls on a boat dropping a spinnaker without a sock is a lot of work. So we were sitting at the helm going along nicely, you know, 4 over 3, 5 over 3, happy. Winds were dead run, so we shouldn't have thrown the asymmetrical, we should have thrown the symmetrical, but that's fine. So we got, it's brutally hot. We got, so it winds from behind, and we're throwing the asym. We're running wing on wing with the spinnaker and the main. Winds dead behind, 5 over 3, 4 over 3, doing absolutely fine. But there were storm clouds and thunder nearby, and we were watching the storms developing as it came closer. And then you reach that point where you realize the wind just died and it swirled around. Error, warning, panic. The winds are about to switch direction. You're about to get downdrafted by the storm. So that was it. Like, both girls got up, ran to the deck, doused the spinnaker as fast as we could, got it laid down on the deck. The boat started sort of swirling around in the ocean. It lost its momentum. The winds went from dead behind to dead in front. Just like that, like within a minute, bang, we went from a run to like irons, like dead on. So at least we got the spinnaker down. So we still had the main, we brought it to center. Got the engine running, chose a course to bear off a little bit so we weren't in irons and we could steer. It took us about 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get the spinnaker down, the spinnaker pole put away, everything on deck cleaned up like you saw. WildChild's now running under full main and full Jenny. We're not going east anymore, we're going northeast because the winds are bad. We have a wind angle of 40 degrees, 47, 48. And we're 5 over 4.8, so we're gonna kill the engine now. We're gonna slow it down, kill the engine and switch back to sailing, and we're gonna see how she does pointing at 50 degrees and 5 knots of wind. Like, if we can still do 2.5 or 3 knots into it, that would be okay. Here we go. So you watch the wind angle. I don't know if you guys can see that. We have 54, 51, 49. Hey guys, what's the wind angle? Even you can't tell because it's constantly changing, but we're around a 50-degree wind angle. The engine is in neutral, so we are sailing, and we're 6.4 over 4.4, running full main and Jenny. So, engine's in neutral, wind angle is good, direction's okay to get us around the point here. You can see, however, we're headed northeast. Like, there's Turks and Caicos, there's Luperon in Dominican Republic where we want to go, and the east trade winds have picked up. So we're going to have to tack for a few hours going northeasty until we can get an angle to shoot between Little Inagua and Big Inagua, and then we'll change our tack angle, probably spend the night off the coast of Turks and Caicos. Depending on what the wind does, like if we can keep a northeast wind, we could actually shoot, like once we cut through, we could just shoot right along east if the wind stays northeasty, or we'll be tacking between Haiti and Turks and Caicos for the next 2 or 3 days, maybe back and forth as we go east against the east trade winds. But right now, WildChild is COG as 032, SOG 4.0, TWS 5.8, TWA 4.7. But we're okay. Like, let's clear the cursor. We just got to get through that gap and then we can change our tack and shoot through. So, let's do our favorite thing and kill the engine. And we enjoy the peaceful silence. We lock up the transmission so we're wearing our gears down, and WildChild is sailing along again. Well, I mean, running spinnaker wing on wing with the main for an hour or two, probably 2 hours, was kind of nice. We made good distance east, and now we're going to make progress northeast. Because that's the way the cookie crumbles. Well, WildChild is on our way to the Dominican Republic. We're still in Bahamas, and we have been becalmed. We are on the ocean, and there just isn't any wind. We're kind of drifting around now. We're okay. The ocean's calm, it's not rolly, it's like being at a dock or an anchorage. There's nothing we can't do on the boat now that we couldn't do it at anchor. So, we have Elena having a nice afternoon nap, and Captain Lexi at the helm listening to podcasts. I turned off the autopilot because it can't steer when you're below 2 knots. We have a little momentum still, but the wind doesn't know what it wants to do. We're kind of drifting in the current more than anything else. Most of our SOG just sort of comes from current drift. And the good news is the current's in our favor, so we'll take it. We will drift that way. So I keep my cell phone tucked into my bra. I got my headphones on, and we just sit here like. Oh, I think there's thunder rolling in the distance. No, we are not turning the motor on. Don't suggest that. We are not that kind of boat. We are sailors, not stink pots. Storm clouds bring winds with them. We were completely becalmed half an hour ago. Now we've got 15, 16 knots of wind gusting to 18, and we're moving. Who knows how long it'll last. The storm cloud's not that big, but we'll take it. It's nighttime and WildChild is sailing in the dark. We're coming around between Great Inagua and Little Inagua Islands. We're going to go out into the Windward Passage soon, into an east wind. WildChild's currently, I don't know, report the helm.
8/4.
And the wind angle?
50.
50? So WildChild's running full sails. You can see the wind angle. We're tight to the wind. And Elena's got the first watch. Well, okay, you can click those off. Well, I've got the first. I actually was having a nap down below. And I was having a nap down below watching television. It's around 8:30 in the evening, I think. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock at night. And I'm just down below cooking dinner on the heel. So you... Oh, there we go. I gotta turn it down. I decided we're going to have some stovetop stuffing with chicken and onions fried into it. Oh, hold on. Let's get this flame turned down now. At least the ocean's calm. The thing about night sailing is there's nothing to see, but there are dangers in the dark. So it's almost 10 o'clock at night, and Alina's shift on the helm is now over. Lexi's had a rest down below, and I'm going to come up and take over. I realize you can't see anything right now, but the ocean is beautiful. We're cloudy overcast with a tiny bit of cloudy moon. Conditions out here are relatively calm, so that's good. Let's see what we got at the helm. So let's see what we can show you about the helm. We can tell you that we have 9 over 3.5. We've got the Jenny reef down to about 70%, because you never want to get overwhelmed at night. And unfortunately, when we made our tack, so that's Great Inagua and that's Little Inagua Island. When we went to make our tack, there's an underwater kind of like volcano tip there. I mean, it's still 80 feet deep at the tip, but it rises 2,000 or 3,000 feet, and there's no, or 9,000 feet? How many thousand? 3,000 feet. So it's 3,000 feet around, and it comes up like 3,000 feet. So we just don't want to go near that, because that underwater mountain, round mountain, like volcano tip, will affect the waters around it. So we're gonna bear off a little bit. We got a wind angle of 55 degrees to bear off to not hit the top of the mountain, underwater mountain. However, given that the wind is coming straight through the passage, we're gonna have to tack. So in about 4 miles, when we get close to Great Inagua again, we're gonna try and make a tack and then shoot our way out. Once we get through there in a couple of hours, now we're out in the Windward Passage, but we're sort of heading towards, we'll come out heading towards Turks and Caicos, and then we'll make a tack, and we're going towards Haiti and Dominican Republic. That was Cuba over there. So there's Haiti and Dominican Republic, and this is the Windward Passage. So once we're gonna head towards Turks and Caicos once we get through, then we cut out towards Haiti, don't get too close to shore, and begin tacking our way upwind all day, all tonight and tomorrow, and maybe we can make it to our destination. Our destination is... So, cheers sailing fans, from Captain Lexi in the middle of the ocean and the ever so shy top of Alina's hat, because she never wants to show you her face or talk to the camera. She's a fabulous human being, and I don't know, maybe someday you'll all find that out, but you have to take my word for now. Thank you so much for doing such a good job at the helm, and you are now on break for at least an hour. I'll call you in about an hour when we have to tack. And then I'll need your help to make the tack through the passage, and then hopefully I can put you to bed, and I'll finish first watch, or second watch, I guess. Okay, cheers. Bye, sailor fans.